The Golden Field and the Wise Mother. Deep within a sea of golden wheat, a mother lark named Penna had built a cozy nest. She lived there with her youngest chick, Flit, who was just learning how to stretch his wings. The stalks of wheat were so tall and thick that the nest was hidden from the rest of the world. It was a safe and happy home for the two birds. As the summer sun grew warmer, the green wheat turned into a bright, shimmering gold. Penna watched the colors change with a careful eye. She knew that when the wheat was ripe, the harvest would begin. Every morning, she flew high above the field to see how much the grain had grown. One afternoon, while Penna was away searching for seeds, two visitors walked into the field. It was the farmer, Silas, and his young son, Bram. They stopped very close to the nest. Flit stayed very still and quiet, listening to their heavy footsteps and their deep voices as they inspected the crop. Silas looked around at the vast field and sighed. "The wheat is ready," he told his son, "but there is too much for just the two of us. Tomorrow, I will go to our neighbors and ask them to come help us harvest this field. We shall start at sunrise." When Penna returned, Flit was trembling with fear. "Mother, we must leave at once," he chirped. "The farmer is going to bring all his neighbors to cut down the wheat tomorrow." Penna tucked him close and chirped a soft song. "Do not worry, little one," she said. "If the farmer waits for his neighbors, the wheat will not be cut tomorrow." The next day, the sun rose and set, but the neighbors never came. Silas and Bram walked back into the field as the evening turned cool. They looked at the standing wheat, which was now so heavy that the stalks began to bend. Silas frowned and shook his head. Silas turned to Bram and said, "Our neighbors are busy with their own fields. Tomorrow, I will go to my cousins and relatives. They are family, so they will surely come to help us bring in the crop." He patted Bram on the shoulder, and they headed back to the farmhouse. Flit was more frightened than before. "Now we must surely go," he cried to Penna. "His own family is coming tomorrow." But Penna remained calm and began to preen her feathers. "Be at peace, Flit," she whispered. "Relatives have their own work to finish. We are still safe in our home for now." The following day passed, and once again, no one arrived to help. Silas and Bram stood in the field one last time. "Bram," Silas said firmly, "we cannot depend on others to do our work. Tomorrow at dawn, we will bring our own sickles. You and I will harvest this field ourselves." When Penna heard this, she stood up tall. "Now it is time to go," she told Flit. "When a man decides to do his own work instead of waiting for others, it will surely get done." Together they spread their wings and flew away to a new home, just as the first light of dawn touched the field.